From clean code to clear communication, welcome to English Not Null, where you learn to present your work with confidence and precision.
Morning, everyone. Quick frame before we start. We run the payment side for our pilot merchants. We're about 2 weeks from real money. This is the postmortem on the duplicate charges. It's blameless. We're looking at the system today, not at anyone in this room. Sarah, can you rebuild the timeline for us?
Sure. Let's start from the merchant's side, not ours. 9 days ago, one of our pilot merchants emailed support. A customer of theirs had 2 charges on 1 order. That ticket sat in the general support queue for 2 days. It reached the squad on day 7 when Alex flagged it.
That part still bothers me. 2 days is 2 days of a merchant thinking we took money twice, and they were nice about it, which honestly makes it worse.
Agreed. I reproduced it in staging the next morning. Same payment, 2 captures, about 40 seconds apart. After that, Ethan and I walked the capture path together.
Which got us close, but not all the way. Thea, you found the piece in Splunk. Go ahead.
Okay, so I pulled the logs for 1 duplicated payment. The capture request leaves the checkout. The gateway times out at 30 seconds. Then the same capture goes out again, about 12 seconds later. And let me put that in order. The first capture had already succeeded. The response just came back after the timeout. That's the whole thing right there.
Yeah, and the retry is mine. I added it last sprint after the timeout complaints from checkout. Sorry, that one's on me. I'd like to take the fix, and I'll write the note for the review myself.
Appreciate it. Let's keep it on the system, though. A retry and a slow call isn't wrong. The real question is why the payment service accepted the second capture at all.
Because nothing stopped it. The capture endpoint doesn't require an idempotency key. It never has. We required one on refunds, and we never went back for capture. Sorry, quick question. Did the money actually move twice? Or is it 2 records of one thing? It moved twice. 2 captures, 2 settlements, 2 lines in the ledger.
And 2 charges on a real person's card. That's the version merchants call us about.
Then why didn't the ledger catch it? 2 captures, 1 payment, a minute apart. Because the ledger is append only, and it's doing exactly its job. It records what happened. It doesn't decide whether it should have happened.
Right, the ledger is the record, not the guard. The guard was the key we never required.
Let me say the cause chain once. So, we all carried the same one. Our acquiring partner was slow and the gateway timed out. The checkout retried. The payment service captured a second time. Nothing in that path ever asked for a key.
That's accurate, nothing missing.
Can I ask why the retry was there in the first place? I want to understand it, not reopen it.
Our acquiring partner started drifting past 20 seconds last sprint. Customers saw a failed checkout when the payment had actually gone through. The retry fixed a real problem. It just fixed it in the wrong layer.
That's worth writing down. The retry wasn't the mistake. The missing key was.
Good. Sarah, what's the blast radius? I want the honest number, not the comfortable one.
I finished all 10 pilot merchants last night. 4 are affected, not 1. 31 duplicate captures over about 3 weeks. Call it $12,000.
12,000 confirmed? I've been telling that merchant it was suspected.
4 merchants. I was hoping this lived on 1 endpoint in 1 merchant.
Okay, then today changes shape. Alex, that's your afternoon.
It is. I'm refunding all 31, and I'm calling each of the 4 myself. They hear it from us before they find it. Merchants forgive bugs. They don't forgive being the last to know. How sure are we about 31, though? I'm going to say that number out loud today.
Sure enough. I wrote a query that finds 2 captures on 1 payment inside 5 minutes. I ran it across all 10 merchants 3 weeks back. I'm running it every morning until the fix ships.
Then I'll say 31 so far, and I'll tell them the daily check exists. That second part buys a lot of patience.
One thing before you call. 2 of those captures were already refunded by the merchant by hand. Don't refund those a second time. I'll send you the list right after this.
Good catch. That would have made a great second postmortem.
Could we void them instead of refunding? Wouldn't that be cleaner for the customer?
Only before settlement. These settled days ago, so a refund is the only route left.
And that means the cardholder sees 2 charges, then a refund a few days later, 3 lines for 1 order.
Which is the conversation I get to have 4 times this afternoon.
One more timeline question, and it's the uncomfortable one. When could we have caught this ourselves?
Day 1. The capture count in New Relic ran about double the payment count for 3 weeks.
A dashboard nobody was watching.
I've had that graph open twice, and I didn't know what normal looked like.
That's fair, and that's on the team, not on you. Which brings us to contributing factors. Sarah, you flagged the detection gap first.
Right. There's no alert on capture anomalies. 2 captures on 1 payment inside a minute should page somebody. Nothing watches for that. Our monitoring was a merchant with an email client.
I'm writing that sentence down.
Second factor?
Support routing. The ticket said money and it still sat for 2 days. That's the follow-up I picked up last sprint. The keyword list is written. Support is making the change on their side this week. Can I add one? It's related, sort of. My dead letter queue counter read 0 all week. I thought that was good news. Then I pushed 1 bad event through on purpose, and the counter still didn't move. It was never wired up properly.
Oh, that's a good one. Same shape as the missing alert.
Exactly the same shape. Until we fire an alert on purpose, we're only hoping it works.
Third factor, and this one sits with me, that retry went through review, and I reviewed it, but nobody asked what happens if the first call already succeeded. That's not a mic problem. That's a checklist we don't have.
I'll still take the fix.
You are taking the fix. Let's write the action items. First one, the capture endpoint requires an idempotency key. Without one, it rejects the capture. I'll own the payment side.
And I'll have the checkout generate 1 key per payment attempt. The retry sends the same key. Honestly, that half is a small change.
So the retry lands with the same key, and the payment service gives back the first result?
Exactly that. Same key, same answer, no second capture.
Okay, that's simpler than I was picturing it.
Give me the non-engineer version of the key. I have to say this on 4 calls today.
Can I try it? I want to check that I have it right.
Please.
The checkout puts a label on the payment attempt. If the same label comes back, the payment service knows it already handled that one. So it answers again instead of charging again.
That I can actually say out loud. Thank you.
That's it exactly.
Here's my question though. Can we ship the checkout half first? It's ready in a day, and it stops the bleeding for the pilot merchants.
I hear you, but no. Then the endpoint is still open, and any client can do the same thing tomorrow. The gateway retries too, remember?
Let me steelman it for a second. Every day we wait, the exposure grows. Day of protection beats a perfect fix on Thursday.
And a client-side fix we call done is how this repeats in June. The server is the only place that can actually refuse.
Both true. Here's where I land. Ship the checkout change as soon as it's ready. The endpoint requirement goes in the same release. Not the same day, the same release. Nobody calls it done until the payment service rejects a capture without a key.
That works for me. I just didn't want to sit on it.
Nobody's sitting on it. And I want to test before either half ships. I'll write the case where the first capture succeeds and the response is lost. That's the exact shape we missed. Could I write it with you? I've never written a test against the capture path before. Yes, find me after this and we'll do it together. It's a good one to learn on.
Yes, second action item is Sarah's alert.
Mine? 2 captures on 1 payment inside a 5-minute window, and it pages the squad. I'm running the threshold past SRE first, so it fits their standards.
Quick question on that alert. Do partial captures trip it? We split a capture for 1 merchant already.
Good catch. 2 captures on 1 payment is legitimate there, so the alert can't just count captures.
Say more.
Same payment, and the captured total goes past what was authorized. That shape is always wrong.
That's a better rule than mine. Write it that way.
It's also a rule I can test against the 4 merchants we already know about.
Does that page me too? I don't need the page. I need to know before the merchant does.
It pages on call. I'll add a channel message so you see it in the morning.
Third, every alert we add gets fired once on purpose before we trust it. Thea, that's yours. Start with your dead letter counter.
Already half done. I'll write it up as a short run book, so it isn't just in my head. And I'll list every alert we own so we know which ones we've actually tested.
Perfect. Fourth, review checklist. Any retry on a money call names its idempotency key in the pull request. I'll write that one up.
Oh, wait, one more thing. The merchant who reported this asked about a status page again.
Still parked, and it stays parked today. We're not adding scope inside a postmortem.
Timeline question, and then I'll stop. When does the fix actually reach the pilot merchants?
The checkout half, 2 days. Then Sarah's test,
3 days total if the sandbox behaves. Our acquiring partner's sandbox was slow again yesterday.
Then I'm telling merchants this week, not a date. I'd rather underpromise here and call them back early.
Agreed? And the launch checklist stays unsigned until that test passes in the pipeline.
Thank you. I wasn't going to sign it anyway.
one open thing, should we raise the gateway timeout? 30 seconds is tight when our acquiring partner drifts.
Maybe, but that's a different conversation, and it's not a fix. Now let's take that offline, you and me, after the release. It goes on the list, not in this post-mortem.
Fair.
Last part, and I want us to actually do it. What went right in the response?
Sarah reproduced it in staging in 1 day. Everything else here was possible because of that.
And Thea found the timeout in Splunk in an afternoon. First week on that path. I got a little lucky with the search, honestly.
You didn't. You knew which service to open first. That's the part people take months to learn.
And support handed us the full ticket history without us chasing them. That saved a day on the timeline.
And nobody softened anything. I got the honest version early enough to hold the merchant. That is the reason we still have 4 merchants and not 4 furious merchants.
Good. I'll write the action items up this afternoon and share the document. Sarah, Mike, you two are the release. Thea, alerts and the runbook. Alex, the calls.
Quick note on the write-up. Risk and Compliance wants a summary of anything that touched merchant money before the audit.
They'll get the same document everyone gets. Nothing separate, nothing softened.
That's what I wanted to hear. It actually helps the audit conversation. And before we all drop, I'm ordering lunch in for everyone tomorrow. No agenda, no demo, just lunch.
I'll take you up on that.
And that's everything. Good work today. Not the fun kind, but good work. Go get some air, everyone.
That's all for today. Thanks for listening to English Not Null. If this episode helped you, tell us in the comments. It really helps us too. See you in the next one.